Alright, so it's nearly 2 in the morning on Sunday, December 19th, and I mentioned in my last video that I went to see Rogue One after my interview, and this is going to be a sort of spoiler-ish review on it, and yes, I am wearing a very 2000s velour running suit, jogging suit, whatever the heck these things were called. This thing is comfortable as heck, so whatever. Yes, my butt does have the letter A on it, because, yeah, this is a rip-off brand. What brand is this? I have no idea. Let's find out. It's, whatever that says. I can't read backwards, but there you go. City Lifestyle, something Lifestyle. I don't know. Whatever. I also have a purple one and a brown one. I do not go out in public in these. I'm in my own house at 2 in the morning, so whatever. Anyhow, so I mentioned I saw the movie in 3D. So first of all, there are certain scenes that might look better in 3D than in 2D. I don't know. When I was watching it in 3D, it didn't seem to actually need the 3D. It just gave the screen more depth. Obviously, like, it wasn't like Avatar where things are coming out at you. It was like more into the screen, if that makes any sense. So, I mean, if you can only see it once, I'd save your $3 and just see it in 2D. It's not one of those movies that needs to be in 3D. I think it would be perfectly fine just seeing it in 2D. Now, if you want to see it in 3D, it's okay. I mean, you're not going to lose anything watching it in 3D except, like, your money for the glasses, but whatever. So, yeah, 3D, not necessary. Okay, so, when I say a spoiler-ish review, I mean, okay, so if you're the casual Star Wars fan, like, you've seen the movies and that's about it, and you don't really keep up with any of the, the fan theories, the speculations, all that, this review should probably be fine. If you are the kind that's, like, really into the sorry. Sorry about that. It's getting to be allergy season for me, so yeah. Anyhow. So, if you're the kind of fan that's really into the fan theories and you don't want to know anything about the allergies. If you don't want to know anything about Rogue One except for, the obvious, then you might want to go ahead and skip this video and come back after you've seen it. Okay, so give you a minute to click out of this video if you don't want any spoilers of any kind. Give a second. Okay, so I've watched several other reviewers who are probably going to be a lot better than I am because I saw it several days ago. The pacing, yeah, at the beginning is kind of slow, but it does pick up and it's awesome throughout. Now, I think I might do another review on Tuesday when it's fresh on my brain and I don't have interview nerves because I went straight from an interview to Rogue One. Like, I left my interview and drove and got to the theater at right at the showtime, bought my ticket and went in the dark with the previews already playing, and sat down and waited like maybe 2-3 previews and a commercial or two, and then the movie started. So, it's still a little, jittery from the interview, so it took me a little while to get into the, immersing myself into the movie and that universe. You know how you do when you watch a movie. You try to get really into the movie as a little escape from your daily life, so it took me a while to get into it. But, yeah, that being said, the characters were okay. Nobody really, a few people stood out. The character who stood out the most for me was, if I can just name it, K2. What is his name? I'm forgetting the robot's name. K2. Hold on. I've got to bring up I have completely forgot some names here, so we're gonna bring up the robot in the K2CO. Is that it? K2SO. That's it. K2SO. His character actually stood out the most for me. So yeah, Do you like him better than C-3PO? C-3PO kind of annoying, but yeah, I mean, he's one of the originals, so yeah. But I would like to see more K2, what do they call him in the movie? K2SO? I forget what his short name was, but yeah. Awesome character. So there's that. There's like a lot of one-liners in this movie. Like, the one from Chirrut. Chirrut has a really funny one-liner. Even Darth Vader has a one-liner. Sorry. I'm not going to say what they were because this is a spoiler-ish review. Yeah, Jyn, her character is like, it's, I liked her character, but nothing, it's like her, demeanor, pretty much stayed the same throughout the movie, which, I mean, a lot of the characters were like, they didn't really see any, there might have been some character growth, but not much. Dang it. For the most part, most people seem to stay who they were. I don't even know if that makes any sense. It's like 2 in the morning, and yeah. Take my drink up off the floor here. Trying to think what else. Yeah, Darth Vader was awesome in this. It's very PG-13 movie, so I would not take the little kids to this movie. It's Star Wars, but it's a PG-13 Star Wars. The most, I wanted to say the most realistic Star Wars movie, but there's robots and lightsabers, and that's not realistic. It's a very, when they say Star Wars, this is the most warlike movie that there's been, that I think. It's like the average person's type of, I don't know what I'm trying to say. You'll understand when you see the movie. So I'm just going to leave it at that, my little blubbering whatever I've got going here. There are several cameos in this movie. One cameo is fairly long, and maybe my glasses with my 3D glasses on top made this person look better, but they were very uncanny valley for me. There were some scenes where it was okay, but at first it was really awesome, but then they started talking, and it was just weird. It's 3D aliens look fine, like Jar Jar. Didn't like them, but the character, visually, looked okay. But, yeah, some types of people, they need to work on with the 3D. I keep saying 3D. CGI. I mean CGI. There we go. I don't know why I'm getting the two mixed up. But anyhow, yeah. CGI for certain things is getting a lot better. It's much better than it was years ago, but we are not quite there yet, especially when these characters speak. There are 2 CGI characters, one you see a lot of, and one towards the end, a CGI type character towards the end. You may figure out who it is, but I'm not going to say. The one at the end looked a lot better, I guess because we didn't see them as long as the first CGI character, but it's like something's off. It's not quite right. I'm gonna set my drink down. Anyhow, so these 2 CGI characters, they were actually played by real people, and then they had part of their character CGI'd onto them. So yeah, you know how I don't know if, hold on, during allergies, I don't know if any of you have the Snapchat app, but if you've ever used that one filter at the very end where you can take any photo, and if you've ever taken your own face from a picture and try to match it onto your face now, it's you, it looks like you, but it's not quite right. It's like something's off about it. It was like that for both of these characters. So, there's those 2 cameos. You will see walking by 2 patrons from the Mos Eisley Cantina. I won't say who they are. Now, I don't watch Star Wars Rebels, so I didn't know to look for this. But apparently you can see the ship Ghost in there, and Chopper is in there somewhere too. So, yeah. And they're actually kind of hard to find, but yeah, they're in there. I was going to tell you that. Also, R2-D2 and C-3PO are in there. Now, that's not really me spoiling anything because they are in there for like 2 seconds, like maybe 5 seconds, if that. There's that. And there's a senator that shows up. And who else? Ooh, apparently some X-Wing pilots show up. I completely missed this because like it's been a while since I've seen Rogue One, since I've seen A New Hope. So I didn't really I don't recognize some of the X-Wing pilots. They weren't all. Some of the pilots from A New Hope are in Rogue One. They're CGI, so like I would recommend watching A New Hope and then going to see Rogue One just to catch the cameos, to have them fresh on your mind. So yeah, that's basically it. Trying to think. I can't really tell you anything without it being spoilers. Without it being spoiled. Okay, so some more spoily things. Wait, no, first of all, as for how I like this movie overall, I loved it. Now, it wasn't the best Star Wars movie ever, because that goes to the original trilogy, original special edition, same thing. Okay, so for me, my ranking from favorite to least favorite would be something like, I think favorite would be Empire, Jedi, yeah, I'm just going to say, The Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, A New Hope. I'm going to go with Rogue One, then The Force Awakens, then, let's see, how would I do the prequels? I'm going to go, I don't know which ones I like best. The prequels are kind of varied. The prequels at the bottom, and then the Ewok movie somewhere around the bottom there too. Anyhow. So, yeah, I liked it better than The Force Awakens, simply because it seemed like more of an original story to me. The Force Awakens, I like the character, yeah, hold on, just get regrouped here. As for the overall movie, I like Rogue One over Force Awakens. Now, as for the characters and character development, I like The Force Awakens over Rogue One. The reason being, like I said, Rogue One seemed to be more original. The Force Awakens, while I liked it, did seem to be a little too much of a redo of A New Hope. It was a little too much copying the original trilogy. It wasn't quite original enough for me. Now, at the same time, I did like the connection it had to the movies, but yeah, you know what I'm trying to say, I think, hopefully. Okay, what else was there? Ooh, so, okay, I'm just going to say this. For those of you who don't know, or who flat out aren't interested, I don't know why I'm saying this if I've already asked for the people who aren't really into this fan theories to not watch this, or to watch. That's not right. Anyhow, I'm just going to say this. There's been some speculation that one of the characters in Rogue One might be connected to a character in The Force Awakens. I'm going to tell you right now. Wait, okay. Give you a minute to, if you know what I'm talking about, and you don't want to know, you can go ahead and click away from the video, or mute it, whatever. I'll wave again. Hold on, I'm going to have to edit this so much. Anyhow, so, okay, so, it's 2 in the morning. My thoughts are not completely gathered. Okay, so, I'm going to tell you right now. I forget my throat cleared here. That's nasty. There has been some speculation. Can't talk. Actually, you know what? Fudge it. I'm just going to leave this in here. This is how my videos go usually. And why they're so choppy. So we're just going to leave this in here. Because I can't talk worth a crap. Anyhow, there has been some speculation that one of the characters in Rogue One might be connected to a character in The Force Awakens. Some of you may know what I'm talking about. If you do, and you don't want to know, I will wave again when I'm done talking about this. Okay? go ahead and mute this. Find your little mute button, whatever. Give you a second to mute the thing, to not hear what this one character does or does not have to do with the character in Rogue One. Okay? Okay, hopefully you have it on mute. They don't. This character, yeah. I kind of thought it too because of how they look. And I mean, they do look very similar. And I can see how people would think this. But they have nothing to do with one another. Nothing at all. So, okay. I'm going to go back. Okay, and we're back. So unless you can lip read, you don't know. So there was that. And, as for the ending, yeah, it ends how you think it ends. I'm just going to say that. It definitely ends how you think it ends. Now, I will admit, there was part of me, towards the end, that had one of those sort of stereotypical movie-goer thoughts pop into my head. I did have a, now kiss, type of thought in my head. But at the same time, I'm thinking, because, you know, I've been watching a lot of Hallmark movies lately with my grandparents because it's nearly Christmas time here. So, I feel like a part of me is starting to get into that typical, like, everyday person, everyday moviegoers mentality. You know, the stereotypical, movie cliches. But that scene didn't happen, and I'm actually glad it didn't happen. Not every movie needs that, and this movie didn't need it. Like, it had a moment, sort of, where it would have, I mean, it would have been fine, but it didn't need it. So, yeah, this is not a, like, romance movie or anything, thankfully. It's a very, like, war movie. I can't say that word right, but yeah. So, that's my sort of spoiler-ish review of this movie. And I might actually do another one after I see it in 2D, and it's a little more fresh on my brain. And I don't know if my friend, like, I've tried to get my friend to help me with movie reviews before, but she has no interest at all on being on YouTube. So, well, we'll see. Probably not, but yeah. So, thanks for watching. Bye.